This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Lean manufacturing, Toyota. Toyota's manufacturing approach is the most prominent example of lean since the company's founder was the first to develop the system. The Toyota Production System, or TPS, has embraced the philosophy of the complete elimination of all waste, imbuing all aspects of production in pursuit of the most efficient methods. Before establishing the system, Toyota worked on continuous improvements and ensuring that customers get their vehicles most efficiently and quickly as possible. TPS incorporates the two lean concepts, Jidoka and just-in-time. The former implies the elimination of defective products by stopping equipment as soon as an error occurs. The latter is associated with producing only what is needed within a continuous manufacturing flow. It is essential to note that the TPS is a socio-technical system that pays a great deal of attention to respect for employees and teamwork. This means that Toyota's lean system is more than just an approach to manufacturing. It is a social philosophy in which mutual trust between workers and personal growth is stimulated. Unlike other companies that are wary of any advancements, the TPS is welcoming of change because it encourages the company to improve and adapt. The TPS incorporates a set of underlying principles, otherwise known as the Toyota Way. They include continuous improvement, respect for workers, long-term philosophy, producing the right results with the right processes, adding value, and organizational learning. The combination of the mentioned principles makes it possible for Toyota to reduce errors in construction, reduce waste, and foster a positive environment in which workers are valued and supported. Lean manufacturing, Caterpillar. Caterpillar, or CAT, is among the leading producers and constructors of mining machinery, natural gas, and diesel engines, and diesel-electric locomotives. It has also differentiated the business into producing travel accessories and footwear. The Caterpillar Production System, or CPS, has been established for monitoring the quality of manufactured products, meeting the established cost goals, retaining staff, and reducing waste. Based on the TPS framework, CPS also incorporates such concepts as Poka-yoke, pole production, continuous improvements, and numerous others. Importantly, CPS is implemented not only in factories but also at stages of product design and development, supply chain management, and purchasing. The integration of CPS allowed the company to reach unprecedented results. Between 2004 and 2008, Caterpillar capitalized on the economic boom, with sales and revenues topping $51 billion, exceeding the 2010 goal of $50 billion much ahead of schedule. Even during the downturn of 2009 to 2010, CAT managed to reach its objectives through the implementation of CPS. In 2010, the company increased its revenues by 31% compared to 2009 and earned $42.59 billion, while its profit per share was $4.15 in 2010 compared to $1.43 in 2009. In product design, the CPS is used for continuous innovation and adaptation to the needs of customers and the environment. In demand management, the system allows one to make unbiased predictions and act regarding maximizing the value delivered to customers. In quality management and process planning, the CPS is instrumental in delivering defect-free products and specifying the resources needed for improving quality. In capability building, the CPS maintains workplace values and enables the company to ensure the development of appropriate skills. Lean technologies, Intel. Intel is the key company supplying computer processors to such giants as HP, Dell, Apple, and Lenovo, and the scope of manufactured parts does not end there. In the recent decade, Intel has invested in the development of lean solutions not only for increasing its manufacturing capabilities but also for reducing waste in such stages as research and development. When implementing lean methodologies, Intel managed to eliminate waste by reducing the idle time experienced by the researchers and engineers who implement the change while reducing the business process variations simultaneously. Particularly, Intel implemented Lean Six Sigma or LSS, which established a systematic approach to R&D along with the assessment of the present state through planning a process, preparing a map to identify inefficiencies and waste, defining a realistic objective, taking actions for improvement, and documenting outcomes. In terms of the real results of LSS integration, Intel reduced waste and idle time by 60%. Along with this outcome, the rate of stakeholder satisfaction increased without the need to compromise technical accuracy during manufacturing. When it comes to specific products, the manufacturing of microchips at Intel's facility in Leixlip, Ireland benefited from the system. It made it possible for the company to reduce waste and setup times and therefore reduce costs in the manufacturing of microchips. By introducing Lean, Intel developed support not only for the company overall but also for its separate departments in Ireland. The support of a Lean system was important because, without its implementation, up to 25 different product lines involving 300 steps had to be managed. Lean manufacturing, Ford. While lean manufacturing was first developed at Toyota, there are similarities to the system established at Henryford's line assembly and manufacturing process. The key idea behind the Ford manufacturing system is the establishment of a standardized product that leads to the performance of standard processes. This guarantees that workers' training is easier, and the procedures within the plant are optimized to meet the appropriate standards. With the introduction of the moving assembly line, manufacturing takes place the way Ford expects. For example, workers can easily adapt to the speed of the conveyor without too much training or time. Therefore, the Ford Lean system implies the harmonization of the work of machinery and employees. The Ford Production System or FPS brought employees, materials, and mechanical resources promptly to accomplish the established goals by reducing waste and costs and fostering continuous improvement. The FPS was adopted in all FPS plants, and the company estimated that its savings would add up to $500 million per year. Ford's system is continuously pursuing perfection in all aspects of its business. From policy deployment to daily management, Ford integrates lean principles every day. The FPS combines tools of improvement, cultural philosophy, and management subsystems. In regards to tools of improvement, they include mistake-proofing, Kanban, just-in-time, pull production, the 5S, load leveling, and visual workplaces. As to the cultural philosophy, Ford engages in blameless management, continuous improvement, the development of people resources, and orientation on customers. Management subsystems include such aspects as quality management systems, team leader systems, Hoshin planning, coaching and human development, audit systems, and several others that make it easier to differentiate the objectives of various departments. If you want to find more works like this essay on Toyota, Caterpillar, Intel, and Ford, Lean Manufacturing, head over to ivpanda.com. It has a collection of samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects.